Oh boy, here we go. Welcome back to my channel. My name is India and I have lost a significant amount of weight. So over here on this channel, I like talking about food. I like talking about my personal weight loss journey. So if that's something that interests you, stick around. I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, interact with me, and let's get into this video. In today's video, I want to talk about how weight loss has affected my relationships and my dating life. Like, I don't even know how to articulate this, but I do want to get into how weight loss has affected my overall experience with the opposite sex. So here's the deal. Of course, I get the question, do men treat you differently now that you have lost a significant amount of weight, or do you get more attention from just the opposite sex? I get asked that a lot, but more recently someone asked me about dating and how that has played a role with my weight loss, if that makes any sense. So I kind of want to get into that. This may actually be a very short video, especially since we're talking about my dating life. Yes, it might be a little bit shorter than expected. So before I get into my dating life and where I am now, I think it's only fair that I give a background of kind of where I started. So long story short, when I was 19 years old, sophomore in college, when I was 19, that is actually when I got my first boyfriend. So I got my first boyfriend when I was 19. We were together for many years. We ended up getting married after 7 years of dating. And from there, we had a family, we had a baby, we had our daughter. And so, like before then, I never was a dater. And I'm not really a dater now. But I gotta explain that to people. I've never been the type to go on multiple dates or to go on dating websites and just to entertain a lot of people. I've never had that energy to do that. So when I say I'm not a dater or that I've never been a dater, that doesn't mean I've never been on a date in my entire life. That just means if I am interested in one person, if I am talking to a guy, whether it's via text message, over the phone, or if I'm talking to someone even before we start dating, if I'm into that person, and automatically I know whether or not I'm into a person before even going on that first date. So if I'm into that person, I really don't find a need to have to go on 5 dates every week with 5 different men or 5 different people and that sort of thing. And I know I'm doing it all wrong. I know when you're dating, you're supposed to explore, you're supposed to experience, different people and different things. But honestly, I just never been interested in doing that. So kind of fast forward to now, I am still not a dater and I've never been a dater. So I really can't say that weight loss played a role in my dating life because I just don't date. And yeah, it's a little complicated, but I'm not a dater. So I'll kind of get into how men treated me when I was bigger versus how they treat me now. The thing is, everyone is expecting me to say that I get so much more attention now than I did when I was bigger, or men are just all over me or whatever. My DMs are blowing up. People expect me to say that, because typically when a woman loses weight and she loses a noticeable amount of weight, of course she becomes popular, you know, now men all of a sudden are all over her. Say you had the woman who was unpopular in high school and now she's just, you know, super glowing or whatever. And of course you're gonna have people crawling out of their holes, you know, trying to talk to this woman. But that hasn't been my experience. And I'm not gonna say it's because, you know, well, I don't know why, but honestly, when I was plus size, when I was obese, I never had a problem in that department. So I didn't have problems with, you know, getting a man's attention or anything. I never had that problem. So I wouldn't say I get more attention now, because back in the day, I got a lot of attention. You know, I got a lot of love from a lot of people, and now it's not any different. I will say, for the people who know me and for the people who are not used to me looking the way that I look, sometimes they might get weirded out because they're just not used to me. You know, I get name called, but in another sense, you know, people give me my props. People tell me I'm gorgeous or whatever. So I definitely do not get any more attention now than I did before. I don't know. And you know, I get little smart comments from a lot of men, especially the men I know, who say I was just more attractive when I was bigger. I get those comments. And but yeah, my dating life is pretty dry because I don't date. I don't want to date. If you're someone and I'm interested in you, then that's where my focus is. And I'll be honest, this was a pretty boring video, but you know, I don't know how else to explain it. You know, I've answered this question before about whether or not I get more attention now versus before I lost weight. And yeah, it's pretty much the same. But I really don't know what people want to hear, what kind of response, because I've watched somebody else's video and they were saying now that they've lost weight, like the tables have completely turned. Like they get so much attention from men respect them more, men offer to buy them things, take them out, they're getting offered all kind of gifts or whatever. And I was like, wow. But this particular woman was explaining that when she was bigger, she didn't carry herself well. Like, you know, she didn't see herself in a light. And because of the way that she carried herself back then, that was contagious. So other people didn't respect her because she didn't respect herself. So once she started losing the weight, that's when she started, you know, seeing herself in a brighter light, seeing herself, you know, as being a little bit more worthy. And so when she picked up that confidence, then that sort of everyone else gravitated towards her based on how she was carrying herself. So I think that's the biggest thing with me. Like when I was big, I was so confident. I loved myself. I loved the way I looked. My hair stayed done, my makeup stayed done, so I wasn't walking around looking like a slob. I was walking around looking like, you know, Beyonce, but with a couple of more pounds. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know. I'm always using Beyonce as an example, but like when I was big, I carried myself very well, and so I think that's why. You know, it's just really the same. It's the same playing field. It's really based on how you carry yourself and how you see yourself. That's where it starts. If you want people to respect you and to see you as being someone, you have to see yourself. You have to see that in yourself first. And so I had to think about this question for a very long time. I'm like, you know what? Well, why do I not get more attention? Or why, you know, why is there not a big difference? It's because when I was bigger, I was already getting attention. So it's just the same thing because I carried myself and I saw myself in a very, 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 like, my standards were high and they always gonna be high. And I think that's the reason why, like, I'm really not seeing much of a difference. So that is that. And I think a lot of y'all just want to know personally, like if I'm seeing someone and how that's affected. And to be honest, I let you know what I want you to know. I may have some things going on, who's to say, but maybe one day I'll do a part 2 to this, or I'll talk a little bit more in depth about really how weight loss has affected everything, like in the dating world, in the relationship world, and that sort of thing. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's always fun just sitting down, talking, and just, not going by a script, or just having a little bit of fun. I love answering these questions. Let's connect. If you do have any more questions, I am thinking about doing another Q&A sometime very soon. I will link the first Q&A that I did so you guys can check out some of the other things that I have already addressed. But if you guys have any questions you want me to answer, just leave it for me in the description, or in the comments rather. Leave your questions for me in the comments and I will get back to them. Again, thank you for watching. Good luck on your journeys.